Hey, I'm Finner, and this is the best of NAB 2011.
You know, we've got a lot going on. This is a really big year in terms of digital cinema revolution, everything that's going on. And O'Connor is really at the forefront of this with our new line of camera accessories. Hot off the FedEx truck is the new O-Focus Dual Mini. This is something that a lot of people have been anxiously anticipating, and it's just about here. And we're hoping to have these released into production in about 8 weeks. This is a very interesting follow focus. What differentiates it from our flagship unit, the CFF1, is first of all, this is a unit that has been optimized for still lenses. There's a lot of people that are interested in shooting still lenses so the gear ratio of this is actually 1 to 0.75, which means for every 360-degree turn of the hand wheel, this gear is only turning 270 degrees, which means you have a longer, more exacting focus pull for these shorter throw still lenses. Also, an inherent problem with the still lenses is often that they have infinite rotation. So we have incorporated a new hard stop mechanism into this hand wheel. You have your familiar type of witness marks on this unit. You can go ahead and set your minimum and maximum focus distance. And we have a little lever here on the hand wheel which engages the hard stop mechanism. One thing I've also found useful is when I'm just running gun shooting, I use this as actual focus marks instead of marking the disc. You can use a CFF1 gear and vice versa. You can use the hard stop gear on a CFF1. See, it has a little lightweight support bracket here, and it's really the only affordable double-sided follow focus unit out there. It's going to list for $2,000 US, and with that, you get the main bridge, the hard stop hand wheel, a lightweight support bracket, 10 marking discs, and 5 gear rings. So we have the O'Connor O-Box WM, which stands for Wide Mini. It's really killing it in the compact wide-angle matte box category right now, not only because of the features, but at the revolutionary price point that O'Connor is able to offer this for. What you're getting in the O-Box WM basic package is the matte box itself, a top flag, this utility bar or cheese stick with 1/4 20 and 3/8 attachments, also has a notched attachment for a centered O-grip handle. That comes with left, right, and bottom center O-grip attachments, the lightweight support bracket, 2 4x4 filter trays, and also 2 4x5.65 filter trays. This matte box can be clamped directly onto the camera lens, or it can be supported by rods. In this case, on Mr. Bond here, we are using an AB1519 adapter to adapt from 19mm rods to the 15mm lightweight standard. That is the native docking bracket of the O-Box. This has 2 stages. The rear is independently rotatable, 360 degrees. The front stage is fixed. Here we have the Panavision trays, 4x5.65, which are inserted. And it's an all-around really nice unit. All you have to do is add your bellows rings or clamp adapters. This bellows ring will also hold a 138mm round filter in the filter retainer here. So basically at the end of the day, you're ending up with a matte box that's holding 3 pieces of glass, 2 of which are rotatable 360 degrees. And one thing that is truly revolutionary about our matte box is the toughness of the shade. This is a proprietary composite material that's virtually indestructible. And those of you that have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars replacing the sunshade of your matte box will be very impressed to know that we can literally jump up and down on this without fear of it breaking. And you know what? If you break this, just give me a call because you're an animal and I'll happily replace it free of charge.
My name is Wes Phillips. I'm with Small HD here at the Flamingo. We're having an event for our customers tonight where we're actually announcing a new product, and it's called the DP4. It's a 4.3-inch display, 800 by 480 resolution, and it's got a lot of cool little features that we've offered on our larger monitor, like the DP6, which is really popular now. Here you can see it sitting side by side with a couple of other monitors that are actually 5-inch monitors, but they're the same resolution. With our DSLR scale that we've invented, which eliminates the black bars on the left and right of the DSLR signal, it actually produces a larger screen, a larger viewable area than on these 5-inch Marshalls. So with the 4.3-inch screen, you're still able to achieve a larger image, more resolution than on a 5-inch display on the market right now. But really the best part about this product is that it's achievable price-wise. This is $549, so it's kind of right in the sweet spot. And then for another $200, you end up with this, which is really kind of the party piece. It takes the DP4 monitor and turns it into the DP4 EVF. Some of the features that we have that are additional would be HDMI pass-through. So we got HDMI in and HDMI out. And we also have a component input, so you can actually run component signals in and even composite. So it's a breakout cable. It's similar to what's on the GoPro. So that's a real big benefit. And as always, we have USB for doing firmware updates when we add new features. And we've been doing that continually since we released our DP6. We're really proud of the design because this looks like one molded part, but this is a dual LPE6 battery plate that can be removed and you can add other plates. And so we have a AA plate that's coming on soon, and you know, Sony and Panasonic, those will be ones we come out with.
Things that we have going on. There's a lot we have in development right now, but we wanted to showcase kind of some of the things that we have going on, just so we can let people know, look, we're actively looking at the Epic. We're actually taking a look at what the accessories are. We know the Scarlett's coming out as well, so there's a whole lot that we have in the pipeline. There's just a few things that we had that we finished up just in time for the show. There's a couple things that we literally got out of anodize and are assembling while we're driving on the way over here. I'm sure most of you out there are already familiar with our hybrid bridge plate. For those of you who aren't, it replaces the red a dedicated 15 or dedicated 19 bridge plate and lets you go with the hybrid model. Hybrid lets you switch out, with staying the same hybrid core, you can switch out from both 15 or 19 millimeter rod support. Going up from there, we have our Epic Riser. Epic Riser basically just keeps the optical center. We have the Mapbox rod support, Mapbox follow focus rod support, standard studio spacing. Moving up from there, one of the things that we kind of took a look at, we wanted to basically replace the plastic vent cover. So now we could take our Epic cheese plate, mount it onto the front. Obviously, just like everybody else, we have the back focus screw still available. We have it coming out. We also have it ending right at the end of the Epic body itself. For those of you who have already seen the 3D interface plates that we made for the Epic, some of you may already be familiar that it actually sticks out a little bit. The reason why that sticks out a little bit is because we're actually making our Epic I/O module that actually attaches onto the back of the Epic. So our interface plate actually ties into our I/O. So those people that are out there and seeing it kind of assume that, oh, okay, this is going to be our cheese plate, it doesn't really tie into anything. No, it's because it was dedicated for 3D, but some people were using it for 2D applications. So no, we have one that's basically in here. We're also going to have a multitude of cheese plate add-ons. So basically you can stack them back, but basically it kind of follows pretty close to what our cheese stick design is, but we modified it just a little bit. We also made it so it's modular, so that basically you can attach another handle and you can keep going out further. It's designed so that you can also put out rod support on there as well. Still designed so that for those of you who have our EVF, it's still workable with the same EVF mount that's out there. And of course, all you bomb owners out there, we do have the bomb bracket that allows you to attach it to the existing EVF mount. Right. Some of the things that are going to be coming up is obviously the bomb that's on there, or the EVF clutch that's on there is pretty much designed to to hold a small child. So it's a little bit overkill for the red bomb that's on there now. So we are looking at developing a lighter duty one, just to save weight, and just because we don't really need that much overkill for something that weighs so little.
One of the new products that we're representing, of course, is Bebop Powering products. They're coming out with batteries now that are designed for either V-mount or gold mount style mounting. These batteries are basically rated for high load capacity uses. So cameras that draw anywhere from 15 amps to 12 to 10 amps. If you need a high capacity, these batteries can actually handle those loads. They're designed to be virtually unbreakable. You can drop these and they will not break on you. They're also designed to be resellable, so you can actually open these up. When it's time, you can replace the cells out and put a new pack in, so you don't have to keep buying new batteries over and over again. What's nice about these systems is that they're also rated for a 2-year warranty. If the battery, for some reason, drops into the red, which basically tells the battery capacity it's at 80% or below, in that 2 years' time, it's covered under warranty for replacement. This particular mount is designed to fit onto 15mm rods and give you several powering sources between 4 Hiroshi connectors. There's also a D-tap directly on the bottom here that you can actually power a 12-volt source. The Hiroshi connectors will actually give you 8 volts or 12 volts, so you can power a wide variety of accessories, whether it's monitors, cameras, disc recorders. So you have a way of now being able to put a lot of power onto all your accessories. We also have a new battery here that actually has connectors built in for you. This is called the 75 Plus series, and basically you have a D-tap connector and 4 Hiroshis, again giving you 8 volts, 12 volts, so you can power a lot of different products.
What you see here today are some of our accessories that we've been developing. We started with the A box, which is a 3.5mm audio jack to a standard XLR audio. And as you probably know, the Epic and Scarlett have 3.5mm jacks on the front of the brain here. And what we really wanted to do is create something that's lightweight and affordable and just easy to carry around for documentary work or any situation that you really need the smallest setup possible. Secondly, we wanted a simple and easy, and again affordable, mounting plate for the top of the camera. So you could potentially mount this directly to the brain. You can put a handle, a monitor, or like a handle in like an EVF mount. And finally, what we decided to do is create a top mount system that is flexible enough to where you can start with a small brain setup like this, and if you're going from, like, say, Steadicam mode to like a full cinema package, you can start with this on a Steadicam in this size here, and then just slide your rods out. And then you can just attach your cinema package and then slide your rods up through, and you're ready to go with a full-size setup.
And we're introducing a new product this year. It's called the MD Duck, MD for multi-definition. Down, up, cross conversion, digital in, digital out, analog copies, HDMI. What you're looking at here on the monitor is the new firmware update. The new firmware update includes audio meters. Now you can see we have some very fat meters on here. That's not the monitor doing that. We have the ability to scale these meters in width, scale them in height, how many meters to turn on. a lot of audio functionality.
Welcome to our tattoo parlor. We actually have a working tattoo parlor here at NAB. I think we're the only booth, not only this year, but ever, that's had a working tattoo parlor at NAB. Epic is now shipping. There's a few hundred of them out in the world. They're working on many of the world's biggest movies right now, including Peter Jackson's Hobbit, Ridley Scott's new picture, a movie called Jack the Giant Killer. It's a big, giant studio, multi-$100 million projects, all in 3D, all with Epics. Lots more, that's just a few of them. This thing is a fairly advanced piece of hardware. So this is a 5K sensor. It's the MX sensor inside this camera with more advanced electronics, much faster readout. We can do slow motion at 120 frames in the full 5K resolution. So we don't have to knock it down to 3K or 2K to do that. When we do take this to 2K, we can go up to 300 frames a second. So it starts to become really a universal camera for even very exotic slow motion, whereas before you had to use different cameras for that. Now you can use this. The news at NAB is if you look at my shirt, my back of my shirt there, see that? You got a shot of that? So that's got a big red dragon on it, right? Yeah. We're not going to tell you exactly what it is because we know the competition is paying very close attention and we don't want to give them too much runway. But what's really amazing about this is it lives in the same line of logic as the upgrade that we did from M to MX. You'll be able, when the Red Dragon sensor comes out, you will be able to upgrade your Epic to the new sensor without having to buy a whole new Epic. And it will cost you less than buying an Epic with a Red Dragon sensor, which of course will eventually will do. So there's no penalty for owning these cameras now. In fact, these are obviously the most advanced cinematography tools on the planet right now for digital cinematography.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but Finner really does know best.